To the current economic hardship, close to 20% of Ghanaian youth remain unemployed. In this bulletin, we share how an event planner has diversified to ride out of poverty.
I decided to shift to another business. So I thought of going into the motor business, it's being a delivery business.
And in showbiz, classifying a song as gospel.
This is a prayer song, and it is a gospel. David said, it is a prayer word.
We'll hear from gospel musician Ohima Mercy on Ras Kuku's Mimpaibo song. Details of this and more here on the Midday News. Stay with us. Hello again, thanks for choosing us. This is Joy News, your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. I am Ernest. Manu. Restoration of electricity to the Kojo enclave is in the eastern region is far from over, as the Electricity Company of Ghana says some of their power lines have been cut, while sand has also been put in the distribution transformer serving the enclave. The company has indicated until a thorough audit is undertaken to establish the level of damage, it will be unwise to restore power to the area, which has been in darkness for over 2 weeks now. A national security meeting attended by all interest parties yesterday concluded on the restoration of power to the communities. But Managing Director of ECG, Samuel Mahama, tells Joy News it cannot happen for now.
The conclusion of the meeting was that we need to sit back, find out how to put the teams together. I need to go back, speak with my union, speak to my with the good employees of ECG to see how we can put something very good together on the rollout plan. There are videos going on of my power lines being cut down. There is information reaching us that sand and stuff have been put in the distribution transformer. I cannot just energize the line. I have to be able to walk the line, check the integrity of the line before I put power in it. It will be very irresponsible for me to just energize it and for it to explode. And currently, I do not have access. At some point, there were roadblocks in the middle of the night looking for ECG staff to beat them. So how do we stay in an environment like that? The reason why it is off is because I need to have access to those lines. It's electricity. If I don't have access to the lines and anything happens or something happens, who do I blame? Even, let's say for argument's sake, you even want ECG to forgive your debt from 2014 to, let's say, July 2022. What happens to August? What happens to September? We must admit that let's have a roadmap that in August and in September, we have to install the prepaid meters. But you cannot say, I don't want the prepaid. Meanwhile, I am also telling you, I don't have the manpower, and I'm not comfortable working in your area. We need some time to be able to build the friendship again. For that, let's allow and agree that the prepaid meters have come to stay. The issue about prepaid is non-negotiable.
Now, some health facilities in the Hilo and Manyakobo municipalities say they may be forced to shut down due to the high cost of fueling their plants in the face of the power cut. Medical Superintendent at the St. Martin's de Porres Hospital at Agomanya, Dr. Stephen Kusi, notes the facility would also shut down if generators currently serving them breaks down.
As management, we realize that the generator, which is a very old generator, has been working 24/7. Since this outage, and the fear is that if this generator kaputs, if it goes off, then that will be the end of our clinical service, because we are a fully digital institution.
But the ECG boss has indicated talks are underway to assist health facilities.
The conversations are far advanced of giving some of the hospitals and stuff some diesel for their plants too. They are complaining about paying over 30,000 in a day or two. They should pause for a second and see how much they are bleeding ECG. If you check some of the power purchase agreements, some of them run on diesel. If this is your complaint, then imagine what you're doing to ECG.
And we'll soon tell you about a standoff between the ECG and the Member of Parliament for Lower Manya Krobo constituency, Ebenezer Telabi, over the removal of a prepaid meter installed in his home. But first, let me bring in the Municipal Chief Executive for Yilo Krobo, Eric Tete, who says he and his colleague at the Lower Manya district have vacated their official residence for fear of being attacked by the youth.
What is very painful is that those of us who are championing this cause, like the chiefs and with the MCs, are being attacked by this youth here and there. In fact, my colleague in Lower Manya is unable to even stay in his residence. All because there is this fight against ECG because there was overbilling and those problems. And so I want the records to be set straight that Krobos have never said that we will not pay light bills. The youth who were agitating they don't represent the view of Krobos. Krobos are good people. We have former Finance Minister Setekwe in Yilo who have come out to say he supports prepaid. We have Kofi, former CEO of VRA from Somalia here, out openly. And our paramount chiefs. These are the people I want ECG and the whole world to see as representing the face of Krobos, not those few young guys who think they can just make noise. Thankfully, yesterday there was a meeting in Accra, and I can tell you within the shortest possible time, we will get our lights here.
So, question, why is that prepaid meter installed in the home of the Lower Manya Krobo MP, Ebenezer Telabi, and who removed it? Well, let's hear from the ECG boss, Samuel Mahama, who describes the development as unfortunate.
Say we are carrying out a policy, and we feel this is an area where it will be difficult for us to even read meters. So the easiest way would be to use IT through smart meters to monitor the meters from afar. Somebody tampers with the meter, we will come and see you. Oh, all right. I don't know, meter and say, yeah, I did cry exercise here, fix here, be mutampa, be do me and say, MP need the NI, the cobo, so much to the co. And I'm connected direct.
Member of Parliament.
If you hono,
more fixed prepaid,
prepaid one.
And I want to call
me any MP need any more to ye. And I'm connecting to any are connecting direct.
And not MP is on your way.
Also on your way.
Understand we're criminal in my day.
Ofa na yeden rack room ho ye ma ye nra ho ye gra ho ye bebu yen.
Well, the MP Ebenezer Telabi says he's lodged a complaint with the police.
I have heard that my house, my residents have been disconnected. Yes, but the fact is that the ECG had installed prepaid meters in my house, which I did not kick against, because I have always indicated that we would be paying our bills and we'll pay. The only thing that I have objected was the presence of the soldiers. But the meter was installed on Saturday, and I left there Sunday evening for a meeting in Accra on Monday. I had credit on it. I bought 250 worth of credit because, during the week, I don't use anything there. It is only when I go there sometimes Saturday morning or Friday evening. So there's no reason, there's no reason why I would do illegal connection. It was only yesterday that they reported to only yesterday. So I'm yet to go to the police myself, but I'm sure they are doing their own investigation. But as I said, I suspect foul play, but then that is not the issue now. The issue is about how we should be paying our bills. And the ECG has decided, so I don't have any problem with that.
In a related development, a former member of parliament for Lower Manya Krobo, Michael Te Nyaonu, who led a delegation of chiefs and opinion leaders to plead with the energy minister to restore power to the area, has expressed disappointment in the conduct of the chiefs. He accuses them of misinforming the residents on the resolution at the meeting.
A lot of the people who went out to demonstrate against ECG got confused, and that is how come I have to come out and be talking. That was the presentation up to where I got involved with the Minister for Energy and Electricity of Ghana in the ministry. That was where we reached. He said, okay, if you're having a problem with the past, the indebtedness, you are making a submission that you should be pardoned or you should be forgiven. There should be debt forgiveness up to December 2021. Okay, me, the minister, I'll take this up to cabinet level and we'll contact Minister of Finance and see how best we can do about it. ECG complained that some of the meters, some of the transformers were tampered with. They said, okay, go and restore where they have not tampered with the transformers. and then use Thursday and Friday to repair those tampered with and restore life. That was the decision that we made at the ministry. Then we went. Actually, this is where I got involved to. When later on the light didn't come, and I called the MD, and he told me that our people have shifted the post, I realized that I don't have any capacity again. So now I'm not able to call the minister again. What am I going to tell him? When our own people, according to that, our own people said that, give us 1 month. Very, very disappointed and frustrated. If there's any better word than that, I would have preferred to use it.
Former MP for Lower Manya, MTN there. Let's focus our attention now on the economy, and government has been urged to step up efforts towards addressing the current challenges of the economy. High cost of living has left many Ghanaians distressed as food, fuel, services remain unaffordable. Former Chief of Defence Staff General Nunu Mensah retired says the current challenges may cause riots to break out in the country. He spoke to my colleague Raymond Akwa on Upfront on the Joy News channel.
We should observe what is going on and take serious action. Otherwise, we might, have serious situations on our hand. We are now in August. We're supposed to, in the past, supposed to be the month of plenty. In front of you say zifu, fish everywhere. We know by this time, herrings fall for a peso, a penny, and maize, new maize, and so on will be appearing. But if you look at the condition today in Ghana, in August, if you don't take care and do something about this situation, come early next year, come January, come February, come March, there will be a serious problem for us, which might lead to riots and even, total breakdown of law and order.
Former Deputy Defence Minister Major Derek Ojo retired agrees with this position.
There's bound to be chaos. There's bound to be problems. So it is true that he even mentioned of other problems which are not from our country, the COVID-19 pandemic, the Ukraine war, which is not allowing flour to flow from Ukraine to our part of the world here, the problem in France, and so many other ones, which may have implications in our country, even though they are far away from here. And if some people are facing this problem and these are imported into your country and you don't stand firm, it can create problems for you. So I agree with him when he says that.
A Deputy Finance Minister, Abnao Seasari, says government is committed to restoring confidence in the economy. She spoke on the business edition of PM Express with George Yafe.
We are hoping that quickly we'll put ourselves together and work very hard to pursue the policies that we are pursuing, to make sure that we bring back that confidence that is causing so much speculation and resulting in some of these downgrades. We'll quickly work hard together to bring back that confidence, because now it is the confidence that we are hoping to bring back, and that will reduce the speculation and also help with the cedi depreciation against some of the major foreign currencies.
Now, on talks with the IMF, Mrs. Oseasari says government hopes the second phase of the talk will commence in September with effective results in the support of a program taking off.
Government, through Ministry of Finance and the Bank of Ghana as well, are all together putting measures in place to help curb this. And one is our engagement with the IMF. We have had the initial engagements where it was a fact-finding mission. And we are hoping that come September, quickly we will sit. Hopefully within 4 to 6 months, we should have a program. We began with the data. They began with the facts-finding where they came to collect some data. And in September, yes, we will also, go sit with them and then continue to engage. We are hoping that within 4 to 6 months, we should have a program with them. And that will bring in some foreign currency as well.
A former NPP General Secretary Kwabena J. Japan says the economic management team has failed and the members must step aside. He spoke on Kesben TV.
There's no doubt right now, if you talk to anybody in the finance sector, they don't have faith in those running the
economic management.
That's right. And all those members of the economic, they have to hang their heads in shame. They have to do so. So, it's a fact. It affects all of us. And I'm worried even about the security implications of this. because we've seen things happening around the world. And we know, say, we are peace-loving people, but we should not be taken for granted. Some of them should. And so you can't look at that and say it's a business as usual. No. I know that with all respect, I disagree. The finance ministry, the central bank should have a handle of it. If they don't have a handle of it, they should do the honorable thing and step aside for people who are competent and strong to take the hard-nosed decisions, because they have to be firm decisions.
Kwabena J. Japan is former General Secretary of the NPP. You're listening to the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM. We're taking a break. When we return, IGP George Ekufu-Dampare reveals plans to recruit qualified relatives of policemen who die in the line of duty.
So that actually continues the work you couldn't finish because of your untimely death, which was also in line with our duty.
And in showbiz, classifying a song as gospel.
This is a prayer song, and it is a gospel. David said, it is a prayer word.
Yema Wakwaba, ba Akwaba Magic Busia, brand new channel, Tia Roba, Emuno Tiao, Ewo DSTV channel 149, and Go TV channel 108. Enianom Akwaba Magic Busia, Eddie Nidia Ghanaian programs mu Baufi, a bit said the day to have and to hold. Enyom Senior Cassia series and talk show, Bemo Wakao TV sets Nichi. Akwaba Magic Busia, Ewo DSTV access to your 50 Ghana cedis per and Go TV value to your 25 Ghana cedis per Ebusia Akwaba.
Thanks for staying with us here on the Midday News. Time now for sports, and Razak Musbao is here with the latest.
Yes, and as the national women's long jump record holder Deborah Aqua has revealed to Joy Sports, she is reconsidering her decision to abandon the sport. Aqua, who set a new national long jump record only last Sunday with a leap of 6.95 meters in the final of the Commonwealth Games, earlier indicated a desire to quit the sport due to lack of financial support. But following her bronze-winning performance at the Games, Aqua disclosed to Joy Sports she is in the running for some big deals. She spoke to Joy Sports' Fentio Tahiru Fentio.
I wanted to quit track and field because I know it wouldn't be easy, life after school. Then living in the U.S., since I'm not a citizen and I don't have a green card, it was going to be hard. But right now, I'm kind of talking to a few agents, and I know with them I'll be getting a different visa. So, it's a good feeling.
It's a good feeling, yeah. So, let's just stay on that. So, you're telling me that after the Commonwealth Games, you've suddenly had people reaching out, agents reaching out, and trying to represent you about going pro?
Okay, so I had two that I was talking to, and that was even before Worlds.
Okay.
And then I had another one afterwards.
Okay.
And they were all talking about me improving my jump. Okay. And then, because that'll be where I'll be able to get more money.
Yes.
Deborah Aqua speaking later today on Sports Today on the Joy News channel. We'll be having an extensive conversation with 5 of Ghana's medalists at the Commonwealth Games on the Sports Today show with Nathaniel Atto. So stay tuned to that. On Saturday at 7:30 p.m., we'll be counting down to the World Cup in Qatar. It's 100 days to the World Cup, and we'll be having a special show to review all of that. 7 p.m. on Saturday.
Thank you very much, Razak Musbao, for bringing us sports. And the IGP, George Ekufu-Dampare, has revealed plans to recruit qualified relatives of policemen who die in the line of duty into the service. This, he believes, will motivate his men to work hard and serve as a means of giving families some closure. He spoke at a lecture on plans to reform the police service at the KNUST. Erastus Saridonko reports.
We are employees of yours. That's why we are called public servants.
The lecture, organized by the Faculty of Social Sciences KNUST, was held under the theme The Changing Face of Policing in Ghana, Expectations and the Role of the University Community. The IGP acknowledged an inherited negative public perception but indicated measures rolled out to improve the image of policing.
We've never said that there are not a couple of people who are doing things in a corrupt way tarnishing the image of the service. We've never said that. We are doing all what we can to handle it, but we will never accept the tag that we are the most corrupt institution in the country. It is unfounded.
Dr. Dampare spoke of series of plans instituted to fight crime and a move to decrease police response time to 10 minutes.
And very soon we are deploying almost about 2,000 motorbikes across the country, that our roads are going to be policed, the towns you see the motorbike. And response time, we are looking at the average of less than 10. About all this is the issue of the way we treat people who die in line of duty. We have revolutionized the environment to the level that what we do is to ensure that when you die in line of duty, with all the courtesies that we give you, we also open the opportunity for a child of yours or a brother of yours who qualifies to be recruited to take your place whenever there is a recruitment process ongoing.
Erastus Saridonko filed that report. In a related development, President Akufo-Addo has urged members of the Ghana Armed Forces to guard against the temptation of using their uniform to intimidate and harass civilians. He was addressing the passing out parade of newly commissioned officers of the Ghana Armed Forces.
I'm reminding you today that your commissioning to the Armed Forces places great responsibility on you to guard against the temptation of using the uniform to intimidate your civilian counterparts, who are your natural partners in the development of our nation, and whose taxes provide the means for your sustenance as members of the armed forces. I entreat you to put into practice the qualities of good leadership instilled into you at the academy. Lead exemplary lives and ensure that the men and women under your command do the same.
President Akufo-Addo there. Broken, dreams shattered, efforts squandered. These are some of the dark consequences of an outbreak never predicted, the COVID-19 pandemic. Many countries continue to blame their economic woes on it. COVID-19 brought with it intense devastation as never seen before. Many businesses collapsed, but just when businesses were collapsing, it was also a period that saw the birth of some incredible business ideas. Some of them is Bafo Nketia Sapon's Errol Delivery Service. Joy News editor Sarah Mablade Souza studied how hunger during the pandemic birthed an incredible business.
In the Medina municipality of the Greater Accra region of Ghana, one of the riders of Errol Delivery Services picks up a small box of chocolate for delivery in Adentan. He has an estimated 5 minutes. This delivery business was born out of the COVID-19 pandemic by Bafo Nketia Sapong. Originally an event planner and owner of Events Par Excellence, Bafo lost his business at the peak of the pandemic.
This is a wedding decor that we did at the University of Ghana. We hosted about 300 guests. My employees were like 15.
He is just one of those whose daily bread was affected by the virus. Bafo ventured into the delivery business.
I decided to shift to another business. So I thought of going into the motor business, it's being a delivery business.
Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Ghanaians have turned more towards delivery services.
I have people that I call privately who don't have apps, but I have their contacts and I do business with. It works for me, and the apps too work for me.
Sarah Mablade Souza filed that report. And now let's look at some showbiz. So what qualifies a song to be a gospel song? Reggae artist Raskuku has released one, Mempaibo, and we'll listen to that and the thoughts of gospel artist Ohima Messi and whether or not this is gospel.
This is a prayer song, and it is a gospel. David said, it is a prayer word, and the person has put it in a song. It is purely gospel. Not two ways about it. And it's praying to God. It is purely a gospel. And amazingly, somebody might even listen to this one, and deliverance can take place.
And that Raskuku song there, main pipe, what you heard, gospel artist on Hima Mercy's thought on it. And then the midday news on Joy 99.7 FM. Our top story, thus are residents of Kojo to endure a few more days of power outage despite the assurance to restore power to the enclave. We heard from the ECG. There's more news when you log on to myjoyonline.com. I'm Ernest Manu. Dr. Mensa Otable is next with Living Word.
Masoya no pain, me pabwa me bani se, adumure me hani se, chemanusu biasu, aja, chemanusu biasu aja, chemanusu madofusu aja, chemanusu matamfusu na munja me hunsem kika, aja, you are my light and salvation, Jaja accept my.
Isn't life wonderful when everything worth doing is scheduled? Hitting the stop button on your alarm just in time for your morning jog. That happy moment listening to your baby's heartbeats at the